Good morning, everyone. This is Professor Maloney. Today I'm going to be creating a Microsoft Excel Module 1 project demonstration video. If you recall, a week or two ago, I created a Microsoft Word Module 1 project demonstration video. So this will be similar, but obviously it'll be focused on Microsoft Excel. And as you know, Excel is much harder than Word. So what are we going to be doing? Well, this Module 1 project, number one, is it's based on the Module 1 training. So if you have not done Module 1 training, don't attempt to do the Module 1 project yet. It's very, very important to do things in order. And as I've consistently said in class, it's much better if you can do each of the training modules 3, 4, 5, or even 6 times. And if you have no knowledge on Excel, no practical experience on Excel, then do it more if you need to. But watch more of the practices and watch more of the observed videos as well. Again, I did an Excel overview video, and I've done the Excel MindTap training, assignments demonstration video where I showed you how to do 8 tasks from each of the 4 modules. So this one, I'm just going to go, and I'm going to go nice and slow, but it'll be easy, but because it's, it's easy. I've done it obviously 100 times, right, over the years. But take your time, make sure you're A-okay. And one good thing about projects is that you can do them 3 times each if you need to, or if you want to. Only the highest grade counts. So ideally, you want to get a very good score your first effort. So what I'm going to demonstrate here this morning in today's video on November the 16th of 2022, I'm going to demonstrate to show you how to get about 55 or so points on this particular project. And then watching me do it, and then you just follow the steps that I demonstrated for the next 7 or 8 tasks. I forget how many steps, are in this particular project, but I always do like one more than half so that I get somewhere between, a little bit over 50 points, basically, right? And then you guys just have to continue. And remember, if you can't do a particular step, you can also have two tabs open. You can have like a MindTap Excel Module 1 training tab, if you will, and then a Module 1 project tab. And as you do whatever you need to do from the training, that would obviously help you on the projects, because that's what the project is based on. Anyway, so let's see. So I probably started this now, I'll say 3 minutes ago. So I'll say 10:37. Hopefully I'll be done by 11:27 or so. That would be more or less 50 minutes. We shall see. All right, so let me share my screen. And then we shall show you there what to do. And I'm going to, of course, be in MindTap, doing this at the MindTap site. So here's our class. I'm going to go student start here. And students click here, like always, launch the content like always. And then I want to just go into Excel, okay? All right, Excel. Now, again, I'm not going to focus on the due dates. Remember, this particular one is for the 9165 class. So this is Monday, Wednesday. If you're Tuesday, Thursday, if you see the 23rd, yours is the 22nd, because the 24th is Thanksgiving, okay? So all these dates here, November 23 at 6 p.m. That's for the Monday, Wednesday. If you're Tuesday, Thursday, it'll be due November 22nd, which would be Tuesday the 22nd at 6 p.m. Okay? All right. So Module 1 project. Now, a few of you, and hopefully no more than a few, but a few of you did not do any projects on Word. And remember, projects are worth 32% of your class grade. So ultimately, even if you got 100 on every exam, 100 on every training, 100 on your bio post, if you didn't do any projects, that the highest grade you can get in the class would be a 68. And that would mean making 100 on every exam, like I just said, every project, every training and the bio post. Well, you've already had 2 exams, Windows 10 and Word. So there's not that many of you that made 100 on both. So obviously you lose points when you don't do things. But anyway, starting here. So assignment details. Maximum number of submissions allowed is 3, okay? When you click here like I am, it should say number of submissions you have remaining 3, because I haven't done it and most of you haven't done it, all right? and then click Start to begin the assignment. So I'm just going to start. Okay. All right. Now, I want to obviously show us what we're going to be dealing with here. So we have two files to download. One is what they call the start file. The start file in this case is going to be an XLSX file extension, which means it's an Excel workbook. Okay. The instructions are always done in Microsoft Word documents. So it's a DOCX file extension. So I'm going to download the instructions, download the start file, and then open them both up on my computer. So to do that, though, I want to shut down what I already have open here. So this was an exam in my programming class. So let me shut that thing down. Okay, and then this was let's see, that's what's his name. All right, get that out of there. All right, so because I want to have both, any Word documents available to take up half the screen. If I have two, then it's going to interfere with that. All right, so I'm going to download the instructions. It's going to go to my downloads, okay, which is now over here on the right. Then I'm going to download the start file. It's going to show up in my downloads over here. So now they both say open file. I'll just right click instead and say show in folder. Okay, so now I'm in the folder. Okay, in the folder. I want to take both of my files. You don't need to do this. I mean, if you want to work in the downloads area, you can. But I'm going to click both of these, okay, and Control X those. So I want to take them out of there. And in my case, I just want to put them in my Fall 2022 CGS 1060 classes. Okay, so Fall 2022 CGS 1060, and I'll put them in Project Demos. This is where I put the Word one about 2 weeks ago. All right, so Control V that. All right, so now I want to open the instructions file. Okay, and then I'm going to minimize it and open up the start file. All right, so let me minimize this for now, and then I'm going to open up the start file, which is this one. Okay, you know what? I hope that was that was Excel. This one was when I did Word. Okay. Oh no, this is the no, yeah, that was for when I did Word. All right, so this one though is Excel now. So open this file as well. And I'll minimize that thing. Okay. All right, so I don't want to go to this right now. Microsoft, thank you. All right, I ran my updates a couple nights ago, so now it's going to be giving me that all the time. All right, so now this one here is the Excel file. All right, so what I'll just do is make this thing smaller, and I'll ram this one on the right side of my screen, and then the Word document, I'll enable editing, and I'll ram this one on the left side of my screen. Okay, so if you can do that, that's great. But if you can't, don't worry about it. As long as you can then negotiate, like minimize one, minimize the other, or alternatively, if you prefer having these go like left to right the whole way, maybe you can take half the screen that way and put one on top, one on bottom. Either way. So this part is going to be the same as what we did with the Word demonstration video. So again, if you did not do any Word projects, you need to pay close attention. If you did Word projects, then this first part, the getting started, will make sense. So basically, they're telling me to open the file, the Excel file. This is called the start file. Okay, so open my start file, and that's what's over here on the right side of the screen, by the way. Okay, you can see part of the name up top, SC_EX19_1A_John Maloney _1. Okay, so you see almost all of it. And they're going to want me to then change the name to end in the number 2. That's the only change I make. So I'm going to immediately save this one. So File. Remember, I already moved it over to the folder I want it in. So File, Save As. Okay. And now I'm going to go into where I have it. You, again, can leave it wherever you want to. So this is CGS 1060C, Homestead, Project Demos, and this is today's date. So this is the file. And you notice it ends in the number 1. Well, now this one down here is just renaming, or is saving the same file, but they want me to change the 1 at the end to a 2. So I'm just going to click right there, get rid of the 1, and change it to a 2. I do not type .xlsx. Look over here. Save the file as, let me undo this, okay, as the same, SC_EX19_1A_ first last name _2, .xlsx, but you don't put .xlsx. As long as you have Microsoft Office on your computer, you have Excel, which means it knows to add the .xlsx for us. So look at here. If you, okay, do not see the .xlsx file extension in the Save As. Well, this is my Save As. I did not see it, okay? Do not type it. It says do not type it. The program will add the file extension automatically. So you type exactly what I typed, all right? And you put it wherever you want to put it. So I'm going to save that. So now I have the original file with the number 1, but I'm running the one with the number 2. This is the one that I will be modifying based on these instructions, okay? Then the next thing, with the file that now ends in a number 2 still open, it's right here. It says, ensure that your first and last name is displayed in cell B6 of the documentation sheet. Well, here's the documentation sheet. It's open, all right? So here is B, here is 6, so that's the author. And I did not add that. It was already there. So when you download it, as long as you have an access key for MindTap for this class, then your first and last name will automatically appear. And just like I demonstrated with the Microsoft Word Module 1 project, I said, do not get tempted to let someone else use your file or for you to use someone else's file. Because while I can click in here and change that name to any name I want, okay, but there's an underlying encryption key in this file, okay, that has my employee ID in it. So what it's going to do is verify that the author, in this case, John Maloney, the employee ID, when it matches it, is for John Maloney. So if I change this to Jane Doe, and if we had a Jane Doe in this class and Jane Doe said, hey John, would you mind letting me use your file? I've really had a rough couple days, and I know this stuff, blah blah blah. And the persons agree, yeah, it's fine. But regardless if you change this name or not, in your case, there's an embedded encryption key with your student ID number. So mine is my employee ID, yours is your student ID. You'll never find it because it's encrypted. Okay, encrypted means it's turned into something else, but it's there. So never cheat, right? And I know no one would cheat in this class. All right, so make sure you have that. Then you click the budget summary, and this is where we're going to start doing our work. So I'm going to make the left one a little bit bigger. Okay, try to. It's maybe too big, but that's all right. Okay, so now I did the first part, the getting started. It says if cell B6 does not display your name, well, mine did, right? But it says if it does not, delete the file and download it again, right? Okay. Now, here's the instructions, the first instruction. And let's see how many steps there are, actually. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12. Oh, hide the grid lines. Remember, that was in my overview video, and it was also one of the training videos. Very nice and simple. So step 12, that you can't help but get 5 or 6 points or 7, whatever number of points they give for it, because it's easy, right? All right. So Josh Bartell is the Senior Director of the Pennsylvania Field Office for New Era, a global company. Let me just try to select it this way you can see where I'm at. A global company that manufactures medical equipment. He has created a worksheet summarizing the revenues and expenses for the first 3 quarters of the year. He asks for your help in determining what the Pennsylvania office needs to do to meet its targeted profit goals in the 4th quarter. So that's more or less what they're pretending we're doing. I mean, we are doing that, but I mean, that's the scenario, if you will, the work scenario. So what do we have to do? Go to the budget summary worksheet. Cut the worksheet title from cell I1. It might look like an 11, but remember, columns in Excel, the ones I'm hovering on the right side here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I, not 1, okay? So it looks like 11, but it's I1. So I'm going to now cut that title from I1, said cut it, and paste it in A1. Nice and easy, right? So you come over here, Control X or right click, cut, or use your scissors up here to cut, and then go to A1. So scroll over, here's A, there's 1, and Control V or right click paste. There it is, done. All right, so so that one is done. All right, now scrolling over again so you can kind of see where I am, relatively speaking. I like to show the number. So that was number 1. So the first part of number 1, all this again was just sort of setting you up for what we're doing. But then when it says go to, this is the work we did, right? Now in the next one, in cell E2, add the text number off so that the complete text appears as number of salespeople and more clearly identifies the value in cell G2. Okay, so in cell E2, I'm adding the text number off. And when they make it in bold, by the way, you don't type it in bold. The bold is so that you see, what you're going to be dealing with, what you're doing. But so when they say add the text, you don't add it in bold. They sometimes put it in like double quotes here, ending in double quotes. That also the same thing. You wouldn't put the double quotes. You just do whatever the steps require. And same with all these where you're seeing now quarter 2 in bold, quarter 3, E5 in bold, etc. You don't worry about the bold, okay? All right, so add the text in E2, number off. So here is E, here is 2, and you see it says salespeople. So I want to add the text number off with a capital N. So you come up to the formula bar. That's where I am hovering now, just above the B column. Right here you see salespeople. You click before the S, and you type a capital N, and then number, space, off, space, and enter. So now E2 says number of salespeople. I haven't gone to look at the picture yet, but remember I said in Word that every file that you do, the instructions file, which is what this one on the left says, instructions for the SC_EX19 file. EX stands for Excel, 19 stands for 2019. All right, so scroll down to the picture. They always have a picture showing us what it looks like, okay? So you notice it says New Era Medical in A1 now, right over here, New Era Medical, okay? And now you're looking for number of salespeople in E2. Well, here's my E, and here's my 2, and it says number of, and salespeople is there too, even though it extends to F, just like theirs extends to F. So I've done 2 things. Should be right. Hope they're right. Hit the save button. Okay, hit it a couple times. All right, now go back up. So always remember, after you do a step, go down to look at the results of your step down here. Okay, and by the way, while I'm down here, let me also make another point. So when you see numbers down here, I promise you, I have students that say, like, there's nothing here in G5 right here. Okay, there's nothing there. It's an empty cell. Well, look at G5 over here. G5. It's got minus, right? If it's got open and closed parentheses, it's a negative number. So it's got a minus 1,088,600. Some people will type that, or they'll just type it out exactly like that. Open parentheses, 1,088,600, close parentheses, and enter it. Well, you could do that, but you'd get 0 points because it's done with formulas. Okay, there's only one value out of all these that we're going to be touching where we just what I call hard code a number, and it's over, not sure where, but one of these it'll say 925,000 later on, and we're going to just type that number in. But everything else is done with formulas or formatting. All right. Okay, so go back up anyway. So we did step 1. And we did step 2. Let me scroll back over to see which side we're on. So I did A1. I cut the worksheet title, New Era Medical, from I1 way over here on the right to A1. Did it. Number 2, I added the text number off before the word salespeople. Did it. And that's in E2. Done. Nice and easy. All right. So now step 3 says enter quarter 2 in cell C4 and quarter 3 in cell D4. Okay, so two of these you're going to be doing. Quarter 2 and quarter 3. Again, this is really nothing to do with Excel, right? It's just typing silly numbers. But so we look for where it is. So C4 and D4. So here's C, okay, and here is 4, and here is D, and here is 4. So just look at B4. Oh, okay, so I see Q1. Yes, yes, I see. So they want us to type Q2 there and Q3 here. Well, you can type them, and the formatting will already be like this, or you can just click it, take the fill handle, scroll to the right, hold down on the fill handle, right, when it's a thin black plus sign on top of the little green square, and drag one more time, and it tells you what it's going to put there. See, there's Q3, there's Q2, and here, of course, we're at Q1. So Q2 and 3, release. Click away, and you'll see it's the same color, the same everything. So that now is there. Look at the picture. So we got Q2, and we got Q3, and it looks like it's in C4 and D4. So here's C and here's D. There's 4 and 4. Looks like it's done, right? Save. Always save after every step. Hit save 2 or 3 times. All right, so that's done. So that was step 3. Now we're going to finally do a formula. So let's see. Number 4. In cell G5, so here is G5. Let's go to it first. So G and 5. So click right there, G5. All right. Look in the name box if you want to verify. Yep, I'm in G5. All right. So leave your cursor, leave that. That's where you are in the Excel file on the right. All right. Now I'm reading again. So in G5, enter a formula without a function. I demonstrated this in the overview video, and I demonstrated this in the MindTap 32 task training demonstration video, what to do for these things. So this is creating a formula without a function, which means we don't use any functions. We just use the equal sign, and then we do whatever operators we might need to do. If it's addition, it's a plus sign. If it's subtraction, it's a dash or minus sign. If it's multiplication, it's an asterisk. If it's division, it's a forward slash. Okay. If it wants you to do a certain part first, you'll have open and closing parentheses around that part. So let's see. Number 4. Enter a formula without a function that what? That subtracts the target revenue, which is F5, from. Anytime they say something from something else, you start with the from. So in other words, we're going to say equal E5 minus F5 based on what I just read there. Okay. So, and that'll determine how much revenue the field office needs to earn in Q4 to reach its target for the year. So I'm going to say equal E5 because it says from that value. So from means start with that. So in here again, G5. So equal. Regardless of what you're doing in Excel, when you're using a formula, you do need an equal sign. If you use a function, after the function name, you need to open parentheses, and then you end the formula with a closing parenthesis. But in this case, they're saying without a function, there's no function. So without a function. Anyway, equal E5, and then again, I got to go back over here, sorry, minus F5. All right, so equal E5 minus F5. Enter. Okay, so now we have a number. See, again, if you just typed the number, you'd get 0 points for it because it needs to be equal E5 minus F5. Again, I'm going to go down and verify that the result is correct. There it is, 1,088,600. 1,088,600, done. Okay, hit the save button. Go back here, make this over to the left so I can see it. All right, so that was number 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Okay, see if we got anything else on number 4. To determine how much revenue the field office needs to earn to reach its target for the year. Okay, so that's done. So now I'm at number 5. Now 5 is one that has 2 steps. Okay, but 5 has the same number of points as 4, which has the same number of points as 3, which has the same number as 2, which has the same number as 1. Okay, and 5 also is the same as 6. It probably has the same as number 7. And then maybe it has the same as number 8. Otherwise, 8 will go up by 1 point. And then 9 would also be like 8 up by 1 point. 10 would also be up by that same 1 point. So that all the numbers are close together. The reason they make little changes is so that the total number of points adds up to 100. Okay. And then the 11 has 4 steps. Okay. 12, just the 1 step again. Right. All right, so anyway, I did number, what did I just do? I did number 4. Oh, I did number, wait, yeah, I did number 4. So now I'm doing another one. Number 5, they want me in cell B7. So here is B, here is 7. So they want me to put a formula here. Enter a formula, again, without a function. So it's not going to be equal sum. It's not going to be equal count. It's not going to be equal max. It's not going to be equal count A. It's not going to be equal payment, PMT. It's not going to be equal future value, FV, present value equal PV. It's none of those, no function. It's just going to be doing cell addresses and whatever division or multiplication or addition or subtraction needed. So in cell B7, enter a formula. So here again, B7, without a function that divides, make it that divides the gross profit, this, by. So in this case, though, it's dividing this number by the next one. So in this case, we need the B6 first, okay? So equal B6, and this was in B7. So B7, okay, equal B6, and it's divide, which is a forward slash, okay? And then let me, you know what, let me just make this slightly smaller again on this one so I can maybe not have to zoom it as much. It still doesn't get all the words though, so I'm going to leave it the way it was, bigger, okay? And I'll just scroll. All right, so here, yeah, I'm in B7, I'm sorry, I'm in G5. Wait a minute, G5? Where the heck? No, I'm in B7, sorry. All right, so in B7, enter a formula without a function that divides the gross margin for quarters, gross profit for quarter 1, which is B6, by the revenue in B5. So I said equal B6 and then divide by B5. So B5 and enter. So this answer is 12.5%. Again, verify it. So click down here, scroll to the bottom. So it's 12.5 in B7. So B7, you see 12.5% right there. And this has the percent sign. So that's done. Looks right. Okay, move this over. And that was, let's see, that was which? That was number 5. And I did 5A. All right, so that one I think is done. So now 5B says fill the range C7 through E7 with the formula in B7. So when it says that, that means they want you to use the fill handle. So we go to B7 again, click on B7. So B7, click on it. And then that little green square in the bottom right corner of the cell, just above that hollow white plus sign. Okay. When I get on top of it, see it goes to a little thin black plus sign. That's the fill handle. I take it, and they said in 5B, fill the range at C7 through E7. So I'm in B7, so I drag to the right with my left mouse button held down, and now I've gone through C7, but they want me to go all the way to D7 and all the way to E7. So I'm going to drag all the way again. So when I release this mouse, my left mouse button, I'm going to have 3 more percentages to the right of the 12.5%. So 12.9%, 12%, 12.5%. I'll look at the pictures, you know, the picture down below in a minute to verify, but first I want to again let you know what that did. So in B7, where we did the formula, you see it says in the formula bar equal B6 / which means divide, equal B6 divide by B5. All right, so it was taking this number and dividing it by this number, and that's why we got a small percent, 12.5. All right, now that was the B6 divided by B5. So what do you think is going to be in this one? It's going to be C6 divided by C5, because this is column C, this was column B. So go over here, see, equal C6 divided by C5. So here's C6, here's C5. When we did this one, we did B6 divided by B5. So the formulas in Excel, when you use the fill handle, are extremely smart. It didn't ask me to change something here. It didn't need me to change something. It copied this formula, equal B6 / B5. So equal B6 divided by B5. And it applied that formula, but understanding that if we move to the next cell, which here, this is B7, So in this case, it's C7. So they know that in C7, we want C, not B. C, not B. Okay? Go over here in D. See, now it's equal D6 divided by D5. Look back here. B6 divided by B5. So Excel is very smart. Last one that we did was E6 divided by E5. It was also done from the fill handle, B6 to B5. Hit the save button. Say, wow, professor, man, that Excel is powerful. Dude, man, you were right when you told us it is so smart. Ah, delicious water. All right, so now I've done B6 and B7, and then I did the fill handle C7 to E7. Hit my save button again. All right, now number 6. So in the case of number 6, what am I going to be doing? Well, let's see. It says, Josh needs to sum the sales. Find myself. Where is it? Oh, right here. All right, so John, this is 6A. Well, it's 6 before A. Josh needs to sum the sales for each Pennsylvania region, right up here, okay, for the year to date. Provide this information as follows, okay? Then it says in cell E10. So go back over here. So this is 6A. So here, always go to this cell first. So there's E, okay? Here's 10, okay? And it says year to date. So logically, that means we're going to be adding these 3 numbers up, right? To get year to date, logically. And then we're going to take the fill handle and bring it down and down and down and down to get these totals, or year to date figures for these 3, and then the next one for these 3, and the next one for these 3, and the next one for these 3. And possibly for this one too, I don't know. But anyway, so let's read it though. So in cell E10, I'm in E and I'm in row 10. In the name box up here in the top left, it says E10. That's where I am. Enter a formula, in this case, that uses the sum function. So here, let's start typing then. Equal. If it says a function, you type the function. Okay? You do not need to type functions in capital letters. That's one thing in Excel that you won't get docked for. So I type this equal SUM in small letters, but it will turn it automatically into big letters. And what did I say about 5 minutes ago? And I also said in the overview video, and I also said in the MindTap training video. So I did it in 3 different videos. Now, counting this one, that if you use a function, right after you type the function, you type an open parenthesis. The open parenthesis, if you're looking on your keypad, your keyboard, it's the thing above a 9. So you click your shift key and the number 9 on the keypad, not on the num lock. Okay, the keyboard, and above 9 is an open parenthesis. All right, so we did that. Enter a formula that uses that to total, but we haven't seen what to total yet. Let's see, where am I again? To total the regional sales for the Northeast region. So they want it to be the range B10 through D10. So here I've got it. If I want, I can just type B10 colon D10. I usually like to do what I call point and click. So here is B10 right here. See, when I point and click, it already shows up. And then if I do B10 and hold my left mouse button down on top of it, and again, drag to the right, now you see it says B10, but with a colon C10. And now watch when I move over one more. B10 through D10. Look at the formula. So they want the sum function to total the regional sales data for the Northeast region, the range B10 through D10. So I got the range B10 through D10. Now I close the parenthesis and I enter it. When I entered a total here, it put the total here. So that means this one, if you look at the formula, saying equal sum E10 through E13. So this thing here in E14, it's not part of this answer yet, just to let you know. But the reason you see that number is because there's a formula already in it to capture all these values as they're calculated. All right. Anyway, so back to E10. So I did that. Now use the fill handle to fill the range E11 through E13. So just the same as what we did not too long ago, we're now going to be doing a fill handle for this one. And they're telling us they want it to be from E11 through E13, but you copy the fill handle from E10. So again, name box, I'm in E10. So come over to E10, click to make sure you're in it. There's that little green square button on the bottom right side of the cell, just above the hollow white plus sign. Get on top of that little green square and click. Click on it. hold the left mouse button down and drag down. They say, if you're looking to the left now on 6B, use the fill handle to fill the range of E11 through E13. So there's E11, drag down to there, and now it's E13. Okay, so I'm going to release it, and now I've got those values in. I'm going to hit my save. Actually, technically, I should have looked first, but anyway, hit my save. All right, so now let's go look at the picture and see if we have these 4 values in it. So down, down, down. All right, so we're in E, so E10 through E14. Here's the E, and here is 10. So 696, 687, yes. 1 mil 099, 642, yes. 311, 178, yes. 1 mil 003, 893, yes. 3 mil 111, 400, yes. Okay, I haven't done anything down here in row 15 yet, but it looks like it's probably going to be taking this number and use the fill handle to drag over, but I don't know that yet. Oh, this is actually revenue per salesperson, so it's probably based on a formula. So I'm not sure what it is, but either way, we'll do it, or you'll do it for sure. I'll do it if it's within the first 8 steps. All right, so that was that, and so I just verified in the picture that they're also done. So go back up. Let's move back over to the left now because I'm stopping. I said at, let's see, there's 12. So 12 means I just want to do 7. That's 1 more than half. Well, actually, that means the next one because I just did 6A and 6B, E11 to E13. Yeah, all right, so I only have 1 more to do. I mean, to show you what I want to show you. So 7. And this is the one value I told you earlier, because I remember in looking at it when I downloaded the file here. I just noticed enter the value, and I was thinking that was kind of funny. I didn't mention it to you, but anyway, so they want us to literally just type 925,000 in cell F10. That's unusual, but here's F and here's 10. So in this one case, we're typing a number, okay? And then they're going to have this value here probably change, but either way, I'm doing what we're told to do, okay? So 925,000 is now in there, and now I'm on number 8. I'm not going to do number 8. Then there's number 9. I'm not going to do number 9. Number 10. I'm not going to do number 10. Okay. Number 11. I'm not going to do number 11. Number 12. I'm not going to do number 12. All based on module 1 training. Very, very doable. Okay. Oops. All right. So bring this up here. Hit my save button. Now remember what I said. So all this work you had to do on your computer, right? Or of course, if you went to the library, meaning the Learning Resources Center at the Homestead campus, then you could do your work there. But if you use, let's say, your mother's computer, your dad's computer, your brother's computer, your girlfriend's computer, your sister's computer, whatever computer, if they don't have Office 365 Pro Plus, which then when they downloaded it to that computer would turn to Office 2019, if they have a lower version, a lesser version, meaning on a Mac, maybe Office 2014 for the Mac. If it's Windows, maybe Office 2013, or maybe Office 2016, or going backwards more, Office 2010. Okay, they're not going to have the same features as 365 Pro Plus, which when you download it turns to Office 2019. All right, but anyway, so I should hopefully get about a 53, 54, 55, somewhere in there, and I shall see now. So I hit my save. All right, when you hit the save, close the file. You close the file and then you upload it. If you leave it open when it uploads, sometimes there's some data loss. So just be careful and do it this way. So, and if I usually pretend that you got out and took a break. So I'm going to shut this down. Professor, wait, I shut it down. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the project, pretend it's an hour later. I've already had lunch or something now, or supper. So now it says still maximum number of submissions 3, allowed 3, and remaining 3, because I haven't uploaded it yet, right? I'm doing that right now. So I'm going to hit the start again. You might say, Professor, but I already did that. I don't want it. No, you don't need to down. I'm just bringing us back to where we were. Okay. If you have not downloaded these 2 files, you have to download them. But if you've already downloaded them, they should be in your downloads file. Okay. Mine was in my downloads, but I think I cut it out. You see, I cut mine out rather than just copy it out, and I put it not in here, but in the same area, MDC file 2022 CGS 1060 Homestead project demos. And now you see an Excel file, 11/16/10:43 a.m. Well, right now it's 11/17. Wait, 11/17 on 11/16. So 11/16 is the date, 10:43 a.m. And then now it's 11/17. So it's not that one. That's the number one. This is the one with number 2. So always compare your PC clock. Look at my PC clock on the bottom right side of the screen. It's 11:17 a.m. on Wednesday, November 16th. Okay, so remember 11:18 on 11/16. So here is 11:16 and 11:16. So that's 2 minutes off, but it's the one with the number 2, meaning that's the one where we were doing our work. Sometimes students upload the wrong file. They upload this one. It won't let that upload. And then they'll say, Professor, I did everything right, but I uploaded the file and it said it's the wrong file. I did the right file. No. The right file ends in a number 2, and it should be uploaded within a couple minutes off your last save. So you make sure you save it. Anyway, this is the file I'm uploading, right? So that one there. So I'm going to get out of there and now click here to browse for the file. So click to browse. So they already tell me what it should be called. They're saying it should be SC_EX19_1A_, but now first last name _2. Over here, when we downloaded the start file, see, it was the same, but _1, right? All right, so now I'm coming over to here again, and now project demos, and I want the 11/16, I want the Excel file, so there's 2. I want the one with number 2, and then I just want to, again, verify the date. Yeah, 11/16, verify time, 11/16, yeah, it's 3 minutes away. Yeah, that was what it was. And you see it won't have a .xlsx when you click it here because it knows it's an Excel file. Just click open. And now the expected file name is there, and the saved one, that means the one I just browsed for, also matches up. So then I click the submit button, okay? Within seconds. Now you see, before I get to the seconds, see, now it says 2 of 3 submissions remaining, because it records when you have a score. So let's say if this is your score and you got a 90, then you have to make up your mind. Do you want to do it over now to try to gain 10 more points, or do you want to move on to module 2 training or module 2 project if you've already done module 2 training? And that's just a question, right? Because ultimately you have to do the 4 trainings, Excel module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, and you also have to do 3 projects, module 1 project, module 2, and module 3. So and that's why I say it's important for you to decide, is a 90 good enough? I mean, it might not be, and I'm not saying it is, by the way, but you make that decision. I would say if you have a 90, maybe go ahead and go on to work on module 2. Then when you do that, go on to work on module 3, meaning again, do the trainings and uptime and the projects. And then maybe you make an 80 on the module 2, maybe you make a 70 on module 3. Well, then go back to module 1 if you want to, though, and try to revise it, because you're going to get a report, right? So let me just click now on graded summary report. I don't even know my grade yet, but obviously I only did 7 steps out of 12, so I can't get that much of a grade, right? But hopefully in the low 50s. All right, so let's enable editing again. Okay, I got a 56. Actually, 56, that's not too bad. Let's make this a little bit bigger. All right, so I don't need to read that thing there, but now I'm looking for my scores, right? It tells you what project it is. It says that I made a 56 out of 100, so I want to know why the heck I only got 56. So they tell you what the topic was, cut and paste a value. And they put a green check mark, so obviously I got it right. There it is, 8 out of 8. Then they say in E2, well, there's a green mark again, green check mark. But what we were doing? Update text in a cell is their competencies for it. Cut and paste a value. So I'm not reading the whole words anymore, the whole sentences. But anyway, they gave me 6 out of 6, so I did it right. Next one, enter quarter 2 in cell C4 and quarter 3 in cell D4. What's it called? Enter values in cells. I did it, and I got 8 points out of 8. Yay. So then number 4, enter a formula. So what was that? Create a formula. I did it. I got 8 out of 8. Yay. Number 5, they're saying create a formula and then copy a formula. Okay, so create a formula, and then with that fill range, we copied it to another range. All right, and we got 8 out of 8. When there's 2 steps, you still get the same number of points. I mean, again, these are 8. The ones After a while, they will be 9, but they won't go to 10 and 11. It'll just be 8 and 9 for every one of these tasks, whether it has 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, or 4 steps. Okay. Anyway, so that one is right. And then number 6. Again, I won't read it. I'll just say, all right, 2 check marks. That means there were 2 steps. And what was it doing? It was creating a formula using a function and filling a formula into a range. Done. Got 2 check marks. Got 8 out of 8. Oh, sorry. That was up this 8 out of 8 points in number 6. Number 7 was the easiest one. We just typed the number 925,000 into a particular cell. And what was the task? It was entering a number in a cell. Okay. I didn't do number 8. So obviously it's going to tell me you didn't do it. It tells you more or less what to do. More or less. Okay. You just look. More or less. Then they go up to 9 in number 9. And then number 10 is 9. Number 11 will also be 9. And number 12, which is maybe the second easiest, just hiding the grid lines, another 9. All right. All right. So that is that. I hope you learned a lot. Now, one last thing, I guess, then I'll end it. So if you did it the way I just did it, hopefully you didn't submit it for grading. But if you did, that's fine too. And then let's say you now want to take a break. You really do want to take a break, or you're going to eat with family or friends, or you're going to go play a game with somebody, or you're going to go for a jog or something. You're just doing something. You're going to take a break, or you're going to work on other classes for a change. You say, Professor Maloney takes too much of my time, but whatever, right? So you take your break, then you come back to it. Okay, so you're not timed on projects. So over here, you can be on here for 3 hours if you want to be, 5 hours literally if you want to be. Okay, but it's best to upload the file, submit the file only after you've done it all, or you've done as much as you think you can do. And then see, well, gee whiz, I got a 76. I got to do better than that, I hope. And my answer would be, I hope you want to do better than that. So yes, do it again, right? You get 3 tries. Okay, so that is enough. I'm going to end this thing now. Have a great day. I'll see you in class.